Hi, I'm Eric, and this is Ryland from Legend Suspensions. Today we're going to be doing an install of an Aero system on an FL model. There's a small relief machine in the back of the switch assembly there for the wire to set in. End of the wiring harness through. You'll have to reach up behind to catch it. Following these lines, which allows you to zip tie that harness in place, giving it a nice clean look and keeping it away from anything hot. Accessing the factory loom clamps on the right-hand lower frame rail. This is a nice access point to route the wiring harness along with the air lines. Keeps everything clean, nice looking, and basically follows that factory loom, which we know is out of harm's way. You will want to avoid going anywhere on top or behind the battery, because once you put the cover back on, it can give or lead to an access point for a pinched wire or a broken wire. So keeping it to the front side of the battery will eliminate that threat. If you access where it came out from under the tank on the left-hand side, pull your wiring harness back. There's a nice opening there. You can actually feed it across and underneath the backbone of the frame. Plug it in until you hear it snap and lock. Pull your wires to where you're happy with them, where you're not going to have any pinches or sharp spots where they can rub, chafe. Once your wiring is run and completed, the biggest thing that you're going to want to make sure of is that how you have routed the wiring has either followed existing factory wiring, or B, keep key service points available without having to disassemble or remove components of the system, such as your battery. The big thing that you're going to want to watch for and try to avoid is any spots where you may have a pinch point between the wiring harness and the seat and the frame. Any sharp, jagged edges where it may chafe and rub through the wiring harness, creating a short in the system. The big thing is making sure that the wiring has plenty of float in it and it is free of any obstructions. The base of the compressor and the solenoid release assembly, which will be indexed with the left-hand side of the bike as you're sitting on it, with the solenoid pointing towards the rear of the motorcycle. One thing you're going to want to do is actually loosen up the clamp on the left-hand side and actually remove the clamp on the right-hand side, just to ensure that you have a nice square edge laid in the bottom of the V in the cutter, and trim that end off. There is a small index pin in the center of it. Get that positioned inside the hose, push the hose in until it bottoms out. You'll almost feel it snap in or click in. At this point, you're going to have all 8 feet of airline. I wouldn't suggest cutting anything off until you have the system completely set up and you're comfortable with all your routing. The one thing you're going to definitely want to pay very close attention to is that you don't actually pinch the line when you're pulling the extra line through. If you get a fold or a kink in a line, it will create a soft spot, which creates a very easy place for an airline to blow out. So as you're pulling the line through, just be very patient, slow and methodical about it. That will eliminate any threat of having an airline failure down the road. One key spot underneath the motorcycle that you're definitely going to want to pay extra attention to is right in this area here. You've got a clamp and a hanger system for your exhaust that comes off the frame. This area gets extremely hot, so you're going to want to make sure that you do not have this line anywhere in the vicinity of that. That's why we always pull it down here below it. That way it isn't subject to that heat on that, or if it lays up against there where it can actually melt a hole through the line and have a line failure. Now that I have everything routed within the factory loom clamps, as you can see, I've actually rolled the wiring harness and the air line to the back side of the loom to keep it shielded from any heat off the exhaust or this clamp underneath here. So at this point we're going to install the compressor onto the motorcycle itself. First thing you want to do is actually get the solenoid indexed correctly. That will be with the fitting facing up and the solenoid essentially in a flat or horizontal position. With the left side clamp loose, go ahead and slide it up in place, making sure that your solenoid stays indexed correctly. Go ahead and just snug the clamp down on the left-hand frame. You'll still want to keep it somewhat loose so you have room to adjust it front or back, and also to allow the compressor mount to swing down so we can finish the completion of our wiring install. It is possible to actually locate the compressor too far forward. If that is the case, the compressor will actually contact the backside of the engine case and it will give you an extra noisy compressor operation. So you'll want to ensure that you have a gap in that area there. If your motorcycle is equipped with the factory Harley-Davidson air shock, you're going to want to release or remove the line. Push the line in, push the red collar towards the fitting, and release the airline from it. You're going to want to remove this factory airline because it does not meet our specifications in regards to the amount of PSI that it is able to handle. So at this point, we're going to take and remove your factory shocks. You'll want to retain your factory mounting hardware because it will be used again. Your fitting is always going to face towards the front of the motorcycle. Your adjuster knob on the Aero A will point towards the rear of the motorcycle, and these circlips that retain the bearings will face the inside of the motorcycle. When we go to install our bottom loop onto our swing arm of our shock, we're actually, instead of extending the shock out to match up with that location, we're actually going to lower the motorcycle down to where this matches up. It allows us to install this shock in the compressed position, which assures a proper seat of our lower piston and our air spring. If it is not performed in this manner, you may end up with a unseated lower piston, which is going to affect your ride quality and also limit your travel. So always install the shocks in the compressed position and air them up from the compressed position. We're going to route that no differently than we did our wiring harness. We're going to want to avoid any pinch points or hot spots, of course. And on the FL models, a good place to route this is right here underneath the lower right-hand frame rail, underneath this wiring loom. There's plenty of space, and you'll actually send the airline towards the back of the motorcycle. About right here in the center of the motorcycle is a good spot to actually install your Y fitting that splits the lines off to go to both shocks. Generally, we'll go underneath the wiring loom here. There's a little gap between the fender and the frame. It's a good spot to drop the airline out. Once again, making sure you don't kink that airline as you're pulling it, just to keep it from creating a weak spot. There's no desired length to cut these, basically just so you have enough slack in the system to where it isn't pulled super tight. Take the remainder of your airline, and on the right hand side you'll plug in to the remaining port on your Y fitting, down through the gap between the fender and the frame, find your desired length. Install the right hand side cover. When engaging the top button, you should hear the compressor motor running. At that point, we'll start charging the airbags and slowly lifting the system up. If you have a situation where you have one bag that is longer or shorter than the other, this is a perfect example of a lower piston that is not properly seated. All of our shocks are designed to basically replace the factory length shocks. There is an internal bump stop in here, so as long as a customer has a motorcycle in factory configuration, factory fender, factory wheel, factory tire size, there should be no clearance issues prior to handing the motorcycle over to your customer, or if you're doing your own install, the final step will be setting the sag to the proper adjustment to give you the best ride quality.